We're seeing you here as Bambi on show Minx. How was she originally described to you?
Um, I think that the way she's described in the script, she's effervescent, bubbly, sort of childlike, and it's so funny to have that kind of character placed in such like the seedy office, and what could potentially be a real sleazy type of situation. But I think she's just a people pleaser and just really loves being free with her body, and she's a lot of fun.
Was there something then about this role or about the series itself that made you want to be a part of it, or was it an audition that just happened to come across for you?
No, I loved this script. Ellen Rappaport is the creator, writer, and I'd worked with her once previously on a movie, and when I read this script, I just, in the same way with Rhett, I told my managers, and this doesn't happen a lot, I was like, I have to go in for this one. I have to do well because this is going to be a good one. And I tend to play a lot of these characters, which I lovingly call well-meaning dum-dums. And I just really felt like, Doug and Joyce, those characters, and Tina, all of these characters were just lifted off the page by the writing. I thought it was so tight. I thought the world was so fun, and I've always wanted to be a part of an office place comedy. And this is just a really interesting take on a workplace comedy.
I love that Bambi also has ambitions for herself as well. She's not just looking to be centerfold. She's made her own job title, and she's clearly taking the lead when it comes to showing Joyce the ropes. Was that there in the script as well? I mean, you guys, you have such a great take on Bambi.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all in the script. She just really needs to figure out what is the point of her being in the office. So she says, I don't remember which episode, I may have been episode 2, the centerfold coordination is only a 2-day-a-month job. So she's sort of has to make jobs for herself and figure out what she's good at. I think she and Joyce have a fun yin and yang, because Joyce, comes from this wealthy upbringing and is sort of uncomfortable with her sexuality. Like she's seen 2.5 penises, and I think that they can learn a lot from each other, and that Bambi is just so playful, and has lived hard, I would say. It becomes more and more clear during the season that she's survived a cult. And so she's just, I think she could teach Joyce a lot, but she looks up to Joyce so much.
Yeah, that's beautifully there in the script as well, that she immediately takes Joyce under her wing, and they seem to become fast friends, not just because both of them have, ambitions for the magazine, but because Bambi just seems like a genuinely nice person.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk about then getting to work on the series that surrounds so much sexuality. Obviously, you've seen more than 2.5 penises in the series.
Yeah. I mean, I think Bambi is definitely a joiner and just a people pleaser, and I feel like, she got into that industry. She was sort of saved by Doug. It turns out, she had to be I think smuggled in a car out of that cult situation. But I think that she just doesn't view sexuality or our private parts as being the word lurid. She doesn't think of them as nasty. She just thinks everyone's got them. Some of them are funny. Some of them are hot. And so she just wants to explore everything she can while she's on this on this earth.
When I interviewed Oscar, he told me that your character was one of his favorites, and that you sort of smashed the role of Bambi. How does that make you feel?
Oh my God! Well, he's one of my favorite people I've ever met. Truly, he was the number one VIP at my wedding in January. I just think he's so special, and seeing him grow during the season is so wonderful. I mean, he, has been performing a long time. Doing comedy all over town and doing a lot of improv and sketch at UCB, and he's so talented, and I'm so glad that Ellen found such a wonderful person to be Richie, and he does such a great job.
Well, you have your own special ability when it comes to comedy as well. Is it just something that's a natural ability you've had, or have you had to work to hone it over the years?
I mean, I definitely have always tried to make people laugh. Like, that's definitely that's always been the case for me. Even when I was 3, I started doing my first impressions of like coffee talk on SNL. I could always mimic. My parents called me a parrot. I've always been able to do accents. And then, I went to school not for theater, but I ended up performing a lot while at Northwestern, doing sketch comedy and improv. And that was really where I felt like most myself. And then I came out here and I took classes at Groundlings and UCB. And then I worked for 2.5 years doing full-time comedy in Amsterdam at a theater called Boom Chicago. So I've had like a lot of experience, and I've been taught by hundreds of teachers, I would say at this point. Definitely like honing my skills.
This is sort of then the perfect role for you because not only does it combine your comedy, but there's a smidge of good drama in there as well.
Yes. Yes. Just, I can't really say much, but I have a love interest, and that was very exciting to shoot. And yeah, I sort of get my heart broken in a couple different ways towards the end of the season, and that was also very, very fun to play.
With these hilarious comedic moments too, is there someone that breaks or tends to break the most when shooting?
Well, I don't. I would say the one I try to break the most is Adara, who plays Tina. She literally has the most beautiful smile I've ever seen, and she gets like pretend frustrated. Like I'll ask her for a piggyback ride right before she's about to deliver a monologue, and she's so great. It doesn't faze her even slightly, and so she is definitely the funnest to prank on set. I'm trying to, no one really breaks. It's kind of amazing.
Is there much room to improv when you're in a Minx scene, or has it just been, strictly dialogue because it just flows so well?
I think we stick with the script precisely for like the first 5 takes or whatever, and then once we've got it, then we do sort of a like fun run. But it looks to me like they're mostly using the scripted lines because they're so well done. So there's not a lot of room for improv.
And it's just a way for you guys to get your sillies out at that point.
100%.
So far, we've seen the first couple episodes, and you are a part of social media. What kind of fan feedback have you already been receiving to the show?
Oh my gosh, people love it. It's so wonderful. I mean, I love Rex so much, but it didn't really get the reception that Minx is getting as far as the way it's being reviewed. I do think it built up a following the way I hope Minx does. It's so exciting to be on a streamer that I know a lot of my friends have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes such a difference. Yeah, people are just going crazy over it. It's awesome.
Without giving too much away, are there some favorite episodes you did film?
Yeah, I mean, there's this one where that's very Oscar heavy, very Richie heavy. We go to a party at the most beautiful house I've ever seen. It was owned by famous people. Now I can't remember. I think it might have been Sinatra's house.
Mm.
And it's just the most beautiful architecture. There's this pool, and everyone looks incredible. And that was very, very fun to shoot. And yeah, all my stuff with Lennon is absolutely delightful. Lennon, who plays Shelley, there's his sister, is like a comedy icon, and I've always loved her in everything she's ever been in. And then just seeing her warmth and magic and humor on set is like fucking impressive and inspiring. Sorry to swear.
What do you think it is about Minx then that made it such already a fast fan favorite series?
I think the writing is tight. I think the characters are really endearing. And I think that it's nuanced. It's like sweet, silly, sexy fun.
Well said.
Thank you.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say that how much I did love you on Wrecked. What did it mean to you to be a part of that series, and what did you personally take away from your time working on it?
I mean, Wrecked was an entirely different animal from anything. I mean, when I describe what it was like shooting Wrecked, people can't believe it. I mean, we would leave for 3 months, and we shot the first season in Puerto Rico, and then 2 and 3 in Fiji. And we were basically surviving on an island. And season 3, there were several typhoons, and that delayed production a bit. We ended up working 6-day weeks. We were just like really in it. And we became so close because we were basically stranded together. And none of us could like go home to our families and pet our dogs at the end of the night. We were just like, I was Florence for like 3 months out of the year. I think that it's so underrated. And I think the people that find it, they just fall in love with it because it's like an action comedy that's so stupid funny. It kills me. Like the Shipley brothers, Justin and Jordan, who created it, their manager just wanted them to have a writing sample from them that would stand out and never get made. I think he told them, write something that can't get made, it's going to be too expensive. And then TBS took a chance on it because it was so good. And it was so impressive and like new and fresh. Just like, I think the way they described it a couple times, because they're big fans of Lost, is if it wasn't like, Jack and the lead characters, like who would the people in the background, what would they be talking about if they were Lost? Which is a bunch of like unskilled idiots trying to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show. I think it's so good.
I love your work though on Tacoma FD as well. Do you think Delilah's ever gonna catch a break?
No! I was joking with those guys. I was like, I guess the only way to heighten Delilah's mistreatment is for you guys to kill me next season.
She has no luck whatsoever. The wedding, the bridesmaid dress, and then the 3 times she was allowed to go, but she was too much of a hot mess in the end. It ruined it. I think they just love seeing you miserable.
I know. I don't know what I did to them. But Kevin and Steve are on my shit list.
You do such wonderful work in comedies, Righteous Gemstones, Tacoma, Miracle Workers. Is there something about this niche that really interests you? Would you love to do a drama someday?
I think I would love to do a drama. I've heard they're a lot easier. Like you have to do less, and also I think comedy needs to feel like new and almost improvised for it to feel funny. It needs to be spontaneous feeling. And with filming, you have to do take after take after take. You have to do like covered on both sides. You have to do the wide, you do the medium, you do close. It's like, it is hard. I think I've heard people say that comedy is a lot harder than drama. And I didn't have a lot of confidence in my dramatic acting ability, but as I'm getting older, I do feel like that is something that I would just love to do, at least a dramedy.
I'll keep my fingers crossed. Are there any other projects you've been really working on recently?
No, I mean, I took some time off after we finished shooting Minx to playing wedding, and then now we're sort of like up and running again, and I can't believe it's already March. Yeah, we're hoping for a season 2 of Minx.
Well, I don't think I have to keep my fingers crossed much for that. It seems like it's a no-brainer based on, the first 2 episodes that have at least come out.
Thank you so much.
Well, what would you like to say then to everybody who are fans and supporters of the wonderful work that you do?
Thanks for watching, and I love you.